This is All India Radio. In the program Manthan, now we bring you a discussion on making Indian cities garbage-free. The participants are Swati Singh Sambyal, Independent Waste and Circular Economy Expert, and Rajesh Lake, AIR Correspondent.
Swati, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs organized Swachhotsav as part of the International Day of Zero Waste with the objective of garbage-free cities. What are your thoughts on these initiatives, and how far are we from achieving garbage-free cities?
I feel that we are very much there. I mean, if we look at Indian cities, many of them have been the front runners and model cities in terms of practices that have looked into mainstreaming zero waste systems, wherein we have instances of individual influencers, community level work, city scale work, national level work that also has been recognized globally. And what is seen with the second phase of the Swachh Bharat mission, especially the garbage-free cities initiatives, is that a whole lot of cities have come together and have been the front runners in bringing change around becoming garbage-free. So I clearly feel that our cities are making remarkable progress in waste management, in adopting systems around circularity, which is a push on behalf of, the International Day of Zero Waste, which is to adopt circular systems, zero waste systems. And we're only getting better at it with every passing day. Also, I think the unique part of the government's initiative is that it has not only mainstreamed cities and municipalities, but it has also mainstreamed many informal actors, many local voices, say the women's self-help groups, which have played a major and crucial role in Swachh Bharat mission. So we are looking at a transformation from women in garbage management to a women-led garbage management or women-led garbage-free cities, which is amazing. Or we look at the involvement and empowerment of youth that the mission has created, which is really vital for bringing change on the ground, because we are addressing the future of the nation to bring about change in terms of adoption of zero waste systems, processes, and not just changing a city in general, but changing our individual attitude towards waste in general, which is commendable.
Okay, you mentioned about the role of women. So we have the Swachh Mashal March, which was to set the tone for the women-led Swachhotsav. And also, Swati, there were discussions and best practices presentation on various topics such as circularity in garbage-free cities, women and youth for GFC, business and tech for GFC, and fireside chat with mayors. So would you elaborate on the overall presentations and discussions that took place?
Well, if we talk about event, which was like a culminating event of all the work that has been happening in the country, starting from World International Women's Day till date, the first session discussed about the need of circularity and in cities, and also bringing into light the garbage-free cities and the work done by the Swachh Bharat Mission 2.0. And we had amazing presentations from Ambe Kapoor, from the state mission directors of Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, there's this unique Harit model, which is a unique incentivization model for composting that not only tests compost that is being produced in cities, but also looks into its marketability and it being utilized in the correct manner, which I feel is very unique and many states can learn from it. We also had Panji from Goa that talked about this unique Shop With Your Waste campaign, which is a unique campaign that barters waste for grocery items, which is, a one-of-a-kind campaign, wherein waste is bartered for groceries, and it's one-of-a-kind campaign that's being implemented in over 15 grocery stores in Panji, and I'm sure many cities can learn from that. There were also some influencers in each of the sessions that have played an important role in transforming communities around them on zero waste management. The second session had the highlight on women and youth, as we know that they played an important role in waste management as the young influencers or women-led garbage management. So we had success stories from a few states. For instance, Telangana, where there is this unique initiative that is running, wherein there is subsidy on compost in wards where all the wet waste is managed at source. So there's over 5 to 10% subsidy. There were also youth and students from school and colleges that participated and spoke about the initiatives that they have taken to, for instance, reduce plastic or to push, for a plastic-free lifestyle. The third session highlighted on the need of tech and innovation on becoming garbage-free, and this was the most interesting session because it brought frontier novel technology providers and businesses that shared a zero-waste beauty and lifestyle brand, an innovative material that is made from low-value plastics and construction and demolition waste, or, the technology for biogas that is being propagated in a few cities. So it was really interesting to get different stakeholders and actors, who came together yesterday and shared all these interesting case studies, not just from what is happening in the city, but also what's happening on the tech front or the innovation front.
So, with all these discussions and best practices presentation, how do you see the role of futuristic technology in urban planning? How do you also see the role of scientific methods, innovative ways, and technology that can transform the realm of waste management?
I think we do need frontier innovation at the end of the day to make our systems more circular, to also ensure that health, safety, and environment is integrated into resource processing. Technology is very integral, to ensure that the workers who work in processing plants, especially around waste, they get a clean working environment. So clearly, technology is the front runner and we have to adapt ourselves with time. It also streamlines processes. It also makes processing much more faster, much more hazard-free, and clearly has an important role to play when it comes to circularity and garbage management in our cities. So clearly, the integration of businesses and technology in our cities with municipalities is very, very pertinent, and we are clearly seeing it in many cities, for instance, in Indore, in Vijayawada, in Surat, where we have amazing examples of technology being integrated into municipal systems. That's not only streamlining the processes, but also making handling of waste much more efficient.
Okay. Swati, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a post-budget webinar on the subject of urban development with focus on planning. And during this, the Prime Minister shared that thousands of tons of municipal waste is now being used for making compost. Today, 75% of waste is being processed, Swati, compared to only roughly about 14 to 15% in 2014. So, how is India making the circular economy a major basis of urban development?
Well, India is clearly spearheading, the work on circular economy. If we talk amongst nations across South Asia as well as Global South, there's clearly a lot of work that has happened at city scale, state scale, as well as a nation in terms of, being the front runner with the Swachh Bharat mission. That has been a massive citizen-led movement in the country by pushing for integration of technology in various waste management systems, by making our collection and service delivery around resources and waste in general more efficient. And clearly, our collection efficiency over the time has only increased. Our processing efficiency over the time has only increased because of that. So clearly we are playing the role of a front runner here, and I'm sure many cities worldwide and many countries worldwide can learn from us, from the models that we have adopted, be it the Indore model, the cleanest city of the country, be it Ambikapur, one of the zero waste city in the country, be it Mysuru, a million plus city that has done a lot of, innovative work around zero waste management, and many more cities that are coming together in improvising their systems around zero waste and circular economy. So clearly, there's a long way to go because, if you look at the numbers, of course, we will not become zero waste in a day. But if we look at the brighter side, a lot of work is happening by integrating various stakeholders, by ensuring that no one is left behind, which is very, very amazing.
Okay. The concept of a lifestyle for the environment, LIFE, was introduced by our Prime Minister Modi at COP26 in Glasgow on November 1, 2021, in line with UNEP's Sustainable Development Goals. How do you see, Swati, the mission LIFE in context of waste management?
So we clearly know that waste management is an important aspect of India's commitment to meet the Paris Agreement targets. And the Lifestyle for Environment movement, and it urging people to become pro-planet by weaving the concepts of waste to wealth and circular economy in our day-to-day lives. So clearly, it has direct integration with the International Day of Zero Waste, with also linking it to Swachh Bharat mission. And I'm sure by all the work that's happening in cities at individual scale, at community scale, it only will have a bigger and a larger impact. And it is directly contributing to the major aims and resolutions of, the International Day of Zero Waste.
So Swati, the theme being the achieving sustainable and environmentally sound practices of minimizing and managing waste, how do we ensure people's participation? Because without people's participation, nothing can be achieved. So how can we create awareness among people on waste management?
So clearly, individual action is very much important for zero waste because at the end of the day, you, me, all of us are generators, and it's about time that we own it. We own the waste we generate. We manage it at source. And action starts at home, and we have to lead by example as individuals. So we can considerably work towards reducing our footprint by adopting a zero waste lifestyle, by supporting, minimizing the use of single-use plastics. And our PM has had, and the government has done commendable work around it in terms of the policy on single-use plastics, as well as the ban on single-use plastics. So clearly one can switch to greener alternatives, also by reducing our consumption, but buying only what is necessary, and reducing, say, food waste at source by managing wet waste at source, because all of it in the end goes to the dump sites. So it's about time that we own our waste and start action from ourselves by adopting local, sustainable solutions, greener alternatives, and minimizing our footprint as individuals.
Swati, thank you so much for your views, and thank you for being with All India Radio.
Thank you so much. My pleasure to be here.
You were listening to a discussion on making Indian cities garbage-free. The participants were Swati Singh Sambyal, Independent Waste and Circular Economy Expert, and Rajesh Lake, AIR Correspondent. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. You can listen to it on our mobile app, News on AIR. This program is also available on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official. You may share your feedback about this program through email at airnsdtalks@gmail.com or WhatsApp on 928-909-4044.